all jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, this and that for life. I'm on West for life, nigga, this a blood oath. Hey, yo, Madara, here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a crippling. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind fail. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like Van Pelt, but ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand, just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, then it's death do us part. No. So how you feel about this truth I done shown you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people go disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it. I pity those watching life as it go by. Been giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pump smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead, it's all I don't. Either fold or salute, my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. Now never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she need me, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. Know what it is, man. So, how you feel about this truth I done show you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people go disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on,
They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it cost shit. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army. Going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like, damn, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, chemo stop it, got this bitch off the hand. Got the juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it cost shit. Hey. One way, one way, one way, one way, one way. Coming up on my
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's one west. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause it's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we something authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move and coach shit. See me, they like, ooh, keep on shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to boss shit.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
You see, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this boy, your ass need to stop it. Ass you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that bygone be. Boy, ass need to stop it. Ass you to profit. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up on parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Know that it's golden and ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know what I'm saying? They say God so loved the world. God so loved the world and know boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, young, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Oh, I'm with step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go, let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pass through the fire. Ain't she the prophets? That baby so belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will fail you, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. ISUPK presents Ask Ye the Prophets Weekly Podcast.
Every race in the movie.
We are not the trust. We are not the trusty oppressor, and we are not the trusty other.
Send in your questions to AskYeTheProphets@gmail.com or Ask Ye the Prophets on Facebook. And your questions will be answered live every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shalom.
He's speaking of his own. The white man made himself be the Egyptians and the Israelites. And the Persians. Every race in the movie.
Clap it up. Most High in Christ, Most High in Christ. You can bring it a little more towards you, a little bit. Come on. Most High in Christ, welcome to another episode of Egpyt the Prophets. We fresh off the trip from Houston and Atlanta. You good, From Houston, and it was off the hook, man. You understand? But I'm going to go into a couple of things that's going on in the black world, of course, that never stops, never cease. The Lord said they had our enemies have a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel, and it don't matter who your president is, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, not the same murder goes on every day, and they act like they're powerless to stop it. They act like they're powerless to do anything about it. Support us, Egpyt the Prophets. GoFundMe on the Egpyt the Prophets Facebook page. Any small donation from the smallest, whatever you got, it'd be greatly appreciated. To keep the show rolling, to make it even more immaculate, to get more equipment. Send in your questions, all your questions, any thoughts about life, any visions, any angel visited you, you can hit us up. You understand? We're going to and talk about it. EgpytTheProphets@gmail.com or direct message Egpyt the Prophets on Facebook. So the first thing, and again, this is an Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge production. You understand? The Commander General Yohana, straight blazing out of Harlem, New York, 101 West 125th Street. You understand? We are the home of the truth. We are all you Christian Israelites. We are your daddies. And you just badass children that went the hell off. You understand? Some of you trickled in over the years and came back home. You like the prodigal son. You understand? A lot of you still out there thinking you got it better, thinking you know what it is, thinking you can come back in time before Christ come. I wouldn't take that chance personally, but, the decision is yours. You understand? We'll see if the Lord lets you in, because it might not be as easy as you thought. But we are your daddies. You understand? You should call us sir. You should call us Abba. You understand? All you Christian Israelites. You understand? So let's get into the first story, that teen murder. The young brother was shot and killed in a high school bathroom, man. So it don't matter where you at, man. Like, the Most High is real. He said these curses going to come upon us and overtake us, man. He said these strangers going to come from afar and destroy our people, man. From the young, said they ain't going to regard our young, and they not going to regard our old. They could give a damn. They could give a damn. The story we about to go into is about a young brother. You understand? And of course, hell, they didn't murder Tamir Rice. Y'all all know they don't give a damn about our young. Listen, I think just last week, they took a 66-year-old black woman, man, pulled her, yanked her out the goddamn car, threw her all over the ground, man. Manhandling her arms, trying to get the cuffs on her. She old. Bones ain't as loose as they used to be. They would never handle an old white bitch like that. You understand? They would not handle no old white woman like that. But they take our grandmamas, throw her out the car on the goddamn floor on her stomach, pulling her and twisting her, getting her arms behind her to handcuff her, man. Talking about you were running from us. She said, running from you? I was just driving. What the hell? She probably don't even know they following her. She's 66 years old, man. You wouldn't dare handle no old white woman like that. The country be in an uproar. The country would be in an uproar. You understand? Which all goes to show you, everything I'm about to go into just shows you what? That we still are not a whole human to them. We was 3/5 of a human being when they wrote their laws and their constitution. And they treat us like we the same old thing. A lot of you think, because of the Christian church, they make you think our oppressor have changed. They make you think America's changed. You make you think we can sit down with them now. We can be friends with them now. Now we can look them in the eyes that you still a slave in America, man. And the leaders of this country still hate you. They still got laws against you. Donald Trump was in office. He did what the hell he wanted, man. The Democrats did something against him. He'd move on them quick, man, because he got all the power. He got all the power. Now Joe Biden and they're acting like things I can't do it. There's a protocol. We got to follow the laws. We got to do this. Like he's handcuffed. His hands are tied. He can't do anything. He's not doing anything because America wasn't set up to do anything for you. And he can't make those kind of moves because he'd piss off white people, even white Democrats. You understand? You think Democrats is the black party. Give me a break. Give me a break. Get that first story, Slock.
Kana Makan.
This happened in a high school, man. Like our sons, okay, we high schools got problems. Black high schools got problems. We go through different things. I grew up where some kids would bring a gun to school and, they'd get in trouble and get arrested and all that. But we ain't the mass shooters, man. We not up in our schools murdering half the damn school. You understand? Them white boys are. But none of them get executed. None of them get shot up. They go home to their families until they got their their trials. You understand? Or they get held in the jail until their court date, man. But they don't get murdered. They don't get murdered. Black high schools, police go in there ready to blaze, man. Why? Because that's their solution. That's their solution for us, no matter how small the infraction, no matter how small it is, no matter how small. Salaki. Let's get the story. Salaki. I'm gonna get the battery.
Kana.
Good.
Help him. Body cam footage of Knoxville teen shot by police in school bathroom release. Video shows another black teen witness crying out.
Check this out. Now listen to the story. Go ahead.
Knox County District Attorney Jermel Allen announced Wednesday, April 21st, that officers involved in the fatal police shooting of a black teenager who died after an encounter with police in the bathroom at an Austin East Magnet High School in Knoxville, Tennessee earlier this month were legally justified in their actions.
Okay, go ahead.
This is a self-defense case.
Now in America, you got a gun, they got a right to murder you. If you got a weapon, they got a right to murder you in America. In America, the thing is, they don't go that far with their own people. You understand? Their choice seems to always be mercy, patience. You understand? Taking them in custody, not taking their life when it comes to their children, their people, man. But with us, they exercise that right. I got a right to kill him. If he got a knife, I got a right to kill him. If he got a gun, if he got a stick and he's coming towards me, I got a right to murder him. In America, yeah, you got that right. Our oppressor wrote that in their laws, but they only exercise it towards black and brown people. Only. Go down, read.
Kana Makan. Allen said at a news conference where she also showed the body cam footage of the April 12th shooting.
So what happened? Jump down to when they start going into what happened. Slocky, go up a little. Go ahead. I guess you started that paragraph right there.
Kana Makan, sir.
That was great.
Anthony Thompson Jr., a 17-year-old student at Austin
17
East,
years old. 17, go ahead.
Kana Makan, was shot and killed after Regina Perkins, his girlfriend's mother, called the police to report that Thompson and her daughter had gotten into a physical fight at school.
So the brother got into a fight with his girlfriend. Happens all the time. Brother got into a fight. She upset. She probably called her mom on the phone. Mom, he over here trying to fight me and hitting on me. Mama calls the police. Mama calls the police. Black people ain't learned yet. Calling the police on black men, you're giving them a death sentence. In most cases, it's very likely you are giving him a death sentence, calling the police on black men. So mama called the police because he fighting her daughter. Go ahead.
Kana Makan. Body camera footage shows that four officers, Officer Jonathan Kloiboff, Officer Brian Baldwin, School Resource Officer Adam Wilson, and Lieutenant Stanley Cash entered the bathroom.
4 officers. So 4 grown-ass police, supposed to be trained in warfare, trained how to fight, trained how to disarm, trained. These are supposed to be trained men. Police. They come into high school looking for one 17-year-old kid. Go ahead.
Kana Makan. The officers approached Thompson, who was wearing a jacket and backpack, and began pulling him out of the stall while telling him to take his hands out of his pockets. As the officers secured the teen's left arm in an attempt to handcuff him, they ordered him to take out his right hand out of his jacket pocket.
So he had his hand in his jacket pocket while they grabbing him and pulling him out of the bathroom stall. He hiding in the stall. Go ahead.
Kana Makan. Thompson began to resist producing the hand still inside the jacket pocket, saying, "My bad, my bad."
Like he started to fight. They trying to yank you because these white cops, when they get us, boy, they yanking us and pulling us and you know what I'm saying, manhandling us. So just natural reaction, your muscle reflex, he kind of pull away, they grabbed him. One of his hands is still in his pocket. Why? Because the brother know he has a gun in his pocket. And he know these officers can kill me. You understand? So he trying to, Lord will, maybe keep it still, make sure it don't come out his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they won't know I got it and won't kill me. Go ahead.
Colonel Khan. A struggle began between him and the cops for the gun in his jacket pocket before a shot from that firearm rang out.
So now the gun go off. They trying to go in his pocket, and the gun goes off. Go ahead.
Which hit a trash can, not any of the officers, as Thompson says. Wait, Officer Claiborne.
Now, wait a minute. The gun go off, and he know police. He know they will murder you. Everybody knows that. So they struggling for the gun, and the gun go off. Now, he ain't shoot them. He ain't shoot at them, but the gun go off, hit a trash can. So when he says, wait, this brother's pleading for his life because he know what comes next. He know he comes next with these oppressors. He know that. So he's like, wait, hold up. I didn't do that on purpose. That was a mistake. We tried the gun. I'm trying to surrender. Wait a minute. Go ahead.
Officer Claiborne pulls his weapon and fires at Thompson.
So that wait don't mean nothing to them. They know if the slightest infraction happens where they can legally murder you, they take advantage of that when it comes to black and brown people. The gun go off, they know good and well they could unload their whole clip in this young boy and be innocent. It'll be totally legal. They know that, and so they take the opportunity whenever they can when it comes to us. He immediately, the brother saying, wait. He immediately pulls his gun out and fires. Go ahead.
Then hitting him in the upper body. Then fires a second shot as Thompson falls, hitting Officer Wilson in the leg.
Come. So say that again. He fires a second shot, what?
Hitting him in the upper body. Then he fires a second shot as Thompson falls, hitting Officer Wilson in the leg.
So the cop shot the other cop?
Colonel Khan.
So the cop shot the other cop. He shot him, shot the brother. The brother falling to the ground. He tries to shoot him again and missed and shot the other officer. Go ahead.
Colonel Khan. Allen said Claiborne saw Thompson's hand on the butt of a gun and thought to himself, I'm about to die.
Now, here go the acting. Police are some of the best actors in the world, you Yediah.
Colonel Khan.
They are some of the, put it down, put the gun. He has a gun in his hand. Put it down, put the gun down. No. And fires gun. That's what they do. That's what they do. I think he's got a gun. If I put it down, put the gun. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. They taught to act. Part of their training is to act. You have to say this. You have to say this, or it looks bad on us. You got to say these things. So all of them are prepared to scream like their life is about to end. All of them, man. All of them are trained to do that, told to do that. That's why they always screaming, don't resist. Don't when the brother ain't even resisting. They whooping the hell out of you on the ground, screaming to the top of their lungs, stop resisting. You like, what in the hell are they talking about? Stop resisting, you're breaking my arm. You understand? Right. So he screams, he thinking he about to die. Oh my God, I'm about to die. This is what I thought. And the laws in America, man, they said today, and we always knew this, they said when there's a shooting, everything really depends on the perception of the shooting officer. So if you got a murdering police officer, which most of them are criminals and murderers, they really, because they want to hear their side and see what their thoughts are. And the police are trained to lie and tell you, oh, I was so afraid, I was this and that. And it's like, oh, see, he's the police. And this was a threat because he was afraid. At least he thought it was a threat, even if it's not a threat. The fact that he thought it was a threat is enough to get them off in most cases. Go ahead. Is there any more good?
Colonel Khan. Claiborne was the only officer to fire his weapon during the encounter. Originally, it was reported that a bullet fired from Thompson's gun struck an officer, although the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation later clarified that the bullet that hit the officer wasn't discharged from the student's gun.
So the police shot his own police. Where did he get shot at? Does it say?
He got shot in the leg, sir.
He died, right? Did the brother die?
Oh, the student.
The student.
He got hit in the chest, sir.
He got hit in the chest. All right, no sweat. Go ahead.
Colonel Khan. Another black teen in the bathroom at the time appeared to raise his hands in fear and was ordered to the ground by Claiborne. The teen quickly laid on the floor of the bathroom. As he was placed in handcuffs, he pleaded with Claiborne to help Thompson, who was lying on the floor beneath another officer.
Look at that. That's another thing. After they shoot you, boy, they let you bleed out. It's like, forget that. Let him die. The other black student, like, help him, God damn it, like we always pleading for him, man. Like we plead with George Floyd, man. Like many other times our people get shot. We like, at least give them CPR, help them, try to save them. And they standing around talking, getting their lives straight. Getting the lives straight, man. Let's go on to that big story, man, with Andrew Brown. Getting their lives straight. This is how they treat us. This is what they think of us, man. If it was a white boy, they would have had patience. They would have grabbed him, threw him down. They would have got that gun from him without any firing of the gun. You understand? Our oppressors' children, they wave guns at police and talk trash to the police, and the police have a lot of patience with them. But once again, with us, the first act of defense is murder, shooting that weapon, man, putting us down, because this is not our home. This is not the place where we're loved and accepted. This is the place of our oppressors, man, and they're still our oppressors, man, and they're the greatest terrorists against us. And it's on purpose, man. That's why the Lord called this place the sinful kingdom. You trying to get love from a sinful kingdom. How is that when you're the children of God? You're the children of God, Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indians. You're the children of God. So how are you looking for love and acceptance in the sinful kingdom, man? Satan runs this place. Satan runs this place. Who your hands out to? Who you trying to hug and embrace in Satan's kingdom? All we got is each other in this evil, sinful kingdom, man.
Right.
And having each other means our God sees us, man. And he sees how we're trying to unite and obey him. He sees how we're trying to make it right from our ancestors in our past when we disobeyed and disrespected him, man, and broke his laws. And dishonored him and worshiped other gods and other idols. And fell into this punishment that he warned us about. He warned us out of love. Our oppressor don't warn us. You learn his laws in school. You don't learn about what to do and what not to do in America. You just end up in the prison and told that was wrong. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, ignorance isn't a defense of the law. Just because you don't know about this law don't mean, you ain't going to do 10 years to 15 years. You understand? They just pulled some law from out some old dusty book that they can't even relieve body footage, man. We about to get into that. But they can't even release the tape to show how these officers murdered our brother, man. They can hold on to this tape for as long as they want. Sit down with their lawyers and sit down with the police union and sit down with the NRA and everybody sit down with the politicians that's in their pockets and come up with all the lies and all the legalities that they can say to get these cops off, man. That's what they do. That's all the delay is for. All the delay, we got to do this before we release this. We have to talk about this. It's still under investigation. We can't make a comment. Why? Because it's all to get their lives straight, to get it together. When black people do a crime, there is no time for all. We want to know. Listen, they interview you immediately to get all your words on tape so they can capture you in a lie. You understand? There's no delay. There's no delay in what you got rights to do. Not black and brown people. This is not our home, man. Your home, UPK, your home, black and brown people, is the ISUPK.
Right.
That's your home. That's your government. This is your place of safety in here. It's the only place of safety. Only place of safety. At the Passover, man, they had people there for the first time at the Passover in Houston, man. All I heard all day is, this is the greatest family reunion I've ever been to. This is my first Passover. This is wonderful, man. Y'all do this every year. This is glorious. I'm coming all the time, man. I wish I'd have been known about this. This is the greatest thing I've ever been to. The greatest thing I've ever been to. Guess what? Nobody got punched in the face. You understand? Nobody got stabbed. Nobody got shot. Nobody called our oppressors the police to help us with any goddamn thing.
Right.
You understand? Because we don't need it. We are our own government. We have our own court system. and ours is fair, man. And ours is just. You understand? Read the next story.
Colonel Khan. Showed us what they wanted. Family blast sheriff's decision to show them redacted body cam video of Andrew Brown's shooting by deputies. FBI launches investigation.
No, read it again.
Colonel Khan. They showed us what they wanted. Family blast sheriff's decision to show them redacted body cam video of Andrew Brown Jr.'s shooting by deputies. FBI launches investigation.
So the FBI is involved now. But listen, they redact the video, showed family, they told the family we're gonna be transparent. We're gonna be transparent. That's our oppressor's language, meaning we're gonna be right and we're gonna show everybody what happened. We ain't got nothing to hide. That's what that being transparent means. Meanwhile, they hiding every goddamn thing. They trying to redact video and showing the family just a piece of what's happening. And the question is, well, if it was a just shooting, why hide? Let everybody know, especially the family. Let them see the unedited video. Let everybody see the unedited video so we can see clearly that, this brother did something and tried to murder these police, and they, it was self-defense when they shot it. Let us see it then, if it was justified. But they hide things and they cover up, man. And your president and your political leaders that you love so much, they act like they so powerless to see it. If Donald Trump was in office and some white boy got shot down and Donald Trump thought it was unfair, Donald Trump will get that video. He don't give a damn about no judge. He don't give a damn about none of that mess, man. And he ain't going to jail for it. And he ain't going to jail for it. He out here still living a good life. After all the crime that everybody know he did, he still ain't going to jail. What the hell Joe Biden so afraid for? If he really cared about the black struggle and the brown struggle, he'd grow some goddamn balls. He'd grow some balls and use his power, and he'd get what's needed to give justice to black families. But his job ain't to get justice for black families. He ain't thinking about getting justice for black families. His job is to say the right words to put everybody to sleep, to make everybody think that he cares and that he's going to do something, and he's going to fight this big bad Republican party. He's going to fight them, and he's going to get things done, and he's going to fight against them because he cares about the Hispanics locked in cages. He cares about black and brown struggle. It all sounds good, but you ain't doing a goddamn thing. Just like every other president, nothing's happened. Politicians are all talk. All talk. Barack Obama never did nothing, and now you think you got another white savior. He ain't going to do a goddamn thing. We still dying every day. While we talking about the last murder, a new murder's going on. Then when we talking about that new murder, a whole new murder's going on while we talking. Did the show last week about a few murders. Brother called in and said, there's a brother out here on the streets right now in Carolina. That's the story we're about to go into. He was on the street while we was doing the show last week, man. And we about to go into it. This is not your rest, black and brown man. Go ahead.
Connor, sir. The FBI has opened a federal investigation into the shooting of a black man who died in a hail of police bullets last week.
And a hail of police bullets. Let's see what caused this hail. Why was there a hail of police bullets, man? He must have been a goddamn terrorist, you died. He must have had TNT and dynamite strapped to himself about to run into a crowd of people, and they had to shoot him with a hail of bullets, so he didn't make it. He had to have a detonator in his hand about to push the button, and they had to kill him with a hail of bullets before he pressed it and killed the whole city. He must have been diabolical for them to shoot a hail of bullets at him. Let's see.
Anthony Brown Jr., 42 years old, was killed Wednesday, April 21st in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Pasco County Sheriff deputies descended on his home to serve an arrest and search warrants. Brown was wanted on a felony drug charge, and deputies said he had a history of resisting arrest.
All right, he was wanted on a felony drug charge. He wasn't no murderer. He wasn't no serial killer. You understand? He wasn't no terrorist. He wasn't diabolical. He was wanted on a felony drug charge. And may I remind everybody that our oppressor is the drug dealer in America. He's the one bringing it all over here. He knows about every piece of cocaine, heroin, and any other drug that comes over here. It helps funds America. KRS used to sing, illegal business controls America. Contra business controls America. I know y'all kind of young, y'all know about Christo, right? KRS-One used to sing this. You understand? Been going on forever, man. Everybody know about Ronald Reagan and I forget the devil name, the whole Contra business with the guns and the selling cocaine to raise money. You understand? Oliver North. Go look him up, man. And everybody knows America was the biggest drug dealer back then. Everybody knows how they got that money selling drugs. They know it. You understand? But it's all right. It's all right with them. You understand? Go ahead.
Khan. The FBI Charlotte field office has opened a federal civil rights investigation into the police-involved shooting death of Andrew Brown. An FBI spokesman said Tuesday in a statement, provided to Atlanta Black Star, agents will work closely with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of North Carolina and the Civil Rights Division at the Department of Justice to determine whether federal laws were violated. As this is an ongoing investigation, we cannot comment further.
Right, they can't comment, so the police got time to get their lives straight. You understand? But they're looking into it, so-called. Go ahead.
Khan. Brown was in a vehicle and attempted to drive away from the scene when he was killed. But
hold up. Brown, the brother Andrew Brown, he was in his car and he attempted to drive away from the scene. When what?
Khan.
After scene?
Khan, sir. Attempted to drive away from the scene when he was killed, but a team of attorneys representing Brown's family say the man had his hands on the steering wheel, posing no threat.
Right. So, again, was he a terrorist? What happened with these hail of bullets? His hand is on the steering wheel, and he's trying to drive away. He's trying to leave. You understand? Only black and brown people get murdered from trying to escape. We the only ones that get murdered trying to get away. Who the hell wants to go to jail? You white people surely don't. And you try to get away. I'm going to show you one in a minute. Read a little bit more.
Khan. Posing no threat and was backing away from deputies trying to avoid being shot.
So he was going away from the police because he didn't want to get shot. Nobody wants to go to jail, but nowadays we know we get executed by these cops for nothing, for our air freshener hanging from my rear view mirror. We know we get murdered. So he trying to back away from the police. Now, walking away from the police ain't supposed to be a death penalty. You understand? You're not supposed to get a hail of bullets going away from the police, no matter what you did. Hell, somebody come in your house and rob you. They say if he's running out of your house and you shoot him, you go to jail because he's leaving. He's no longer a threat. That's what they said. You understand? In your own house, intruder in your house, he trying to leave, you can't even shoot him no more. I'd like to shoot him, but you can't shoot him no more. You understand? But the police, we black and brown people try to get away from them. Now it's a death penalty offense. Now, because they don't want to run and chase you no more, they just fire bullets at you and murder you. That don't happen with white people. That don't happen with white kids or white adults. You understand? Read.
Khan. The lawyers released the findings of an independent family commissioned autopsy on Tuesday, which showed that Brown was killed by a bullet that struck him in the back of the head.
In the back of the head. So he tried to get away, and he was murdered by a bullet that hit him in the back of the head after they shot a hail of bullets. Can we hold this and jump to that other story real quick?
Khan.
A hail of bullets to the head, man. Give me the pressure where our oppressor crashes into the police car. So this brother, Andrew Brown, and we brought this out, I think, last week or the week before. This brother, Andrew Brown, he trying to get away from the police, and they unloaded on him a hail of bullets. A hail of bullets. Let me show you what happens when our oppressor does the same damn thing. Let me show you what happens when our oppressor does something worse. Andrew Brown tried to get away, whether he was driving, whether he was running. I done heard two stories, but he was going away from the police. He was no threat to the police. Hands on the steering wheel. But you know what our oppressor will say? Well, we don't know what he could have done. He could have backed into one of us. He could have crashed into one of us. The vehicle was the lethal weapon. He had a lethal weapon. You can't even drive a car around police no more because your vehicle is a lethal weapon. You can hurt one of their pretty legs. You can hurt one of them police. And that big old truck you got, that big old nice car you got. And they can shoot you and murder you, man. Whenever you're ready, you can play that video with the Edomite. Show this. Check this out. This video out in contrast to Andrew Brown. Andrew Brown in his vehicle, going away from the police, and they unload on him. Now, before you even play this, can they see this right here? That's it. So right here, you got the police. Don't play it yet. Pause it for a second. Right there. Pause it right there. So now you got the police standing on some oppressor's truck, standing on the side of his truck, trying to get him and pull him over and get him out the car. You got another police on the other side with his full-out shotgun. You understand? On the other side of the car that this white man is driving, this white truck. There's a cruiser behind him blocking him off, and there's another cruiser in front of this white guy in this pickup truck blocking him off. Let's see what happened. Andrew Brown was trying to get away from the police. Wasn't trying to hurt him, just trying to get away. He might have known he had priors. Nobody wants to go to jail. He tries to get away. It's a death penalty offense for black and brown people. Now let's see our oppressor right here in a white pickup truck, surrounded by police, guns out. One police is hanging on to the car, trying to get him out. Check this out. He backs up into the cruiser, backs up, trying to pull the truck, trying to push the cruiser. Look at him. He could have killed any of them cops at any given time. But the officer with the shotgun never fired a shot. The officer hanging on the side of the car never fired a shot. There's another officer behind him that's hanging on. Look at him. He's running toward the thing. He never fired a shot. Meanwhile, now this is a white man. All these police never fired a shot when he crashed into cop cars, got one hanging on the side, could have easily killed any of them. Any of them. But Andrew Brown just trying to get away, not banging into their vehicles, not trying to crash into them, just trying to go away. You understand? Get shot in the back of the goddamn head, man. I pray Yahweh shall destroy the American police system, man. Right. Destroy this government, destroy their leaders, destroy all the people that have hurt the children of God. I pray by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Lord, let it happen. Have mercy on thy children. Bring down this evil empire. By Hashem Yahweh Shai, the Wada Amah. Because this is an evil, evil, evil place, man, that hates us. That hates us. The answer for the smallest infractions by black and brown people always seems to be murder. Always seems to be murder. Okay, I don't think I sent this to you. But y'all remember the girl, right? Last week, 15 years old. She was shot and murdered because the cops said because she had a knife. She fighting another black girl. Families are fighting. And they said the family might have come to her house to fight her, right? She fighting. She got a knife. You understand? The white cops see that she has a knife and she raised her hand up and it's like, oh my God, she's about to stab someone and shot her, man. Shot her dead. Shot her dead. Why? And what? It's justified. In the American court system, she had a weapon. And she looked like she was about to do something with the weapon. A knife. A knife. A young girl with a knife gets executed, man. You police ain't trained to handle situations, man, with young people, with kids. You are trained to diffuse situations and to maybe fight a little bit. Fight a little bit. Maybe take a chance at getting punched in the face. You understand? But you trained to take a knife. You trained, you got sticks, tasers, all type of stuff. You got shields and everything, man. Go in the back of your truck and pull out your shield, man, to defend yourself against a knife. But they ain't got to die. But in your mind, it's legal to kill them, so that's what I'm going to do when it comes to black and brown people. Because y'all remember Kyle Rittenhouse, right? Y'all remember Kyle Rittenhouse, the Kenosha shooter, who came to Kenosha to protect white businesses against the black protesters and the people protesting against the murder of black people? Well, he killed some people, man. He killed some people and then walked up the street with an assault weapon and walked right past police. The police ran past this white boy carrying a gun, just finished murdering some people, ran past him. Why? Because it's totally normal in their brain when they see white people, white citizens, the average white citizen with weapons and guns, man. That's totally normal. That's totally normal. Meanwhile, she had to lose her life over a knife and wasn't even coming at the police. Wasn't even coming at the police. Didn't stab the girl. Hell, I can see if she started stabbing the girl, maybe shoot her in the leg to stop it. There's all things you can do. But they say American police ain't trained to shoot you in the leg. It's always center mass with black and brown people. They hit you in the chest, the head, all those vital places to take your life. That's what they do. But old good Kyle Rittenhouse. Good Kyle Rittenhouse, he get to walk around with the gun. And police think it's totally normal in America. This is not our home, man. Right. This is not our resting place. You understand? And God got a judgment coming to these people, man. He got a judgment coming to these people. So I'm gonna go talk about the Passover. What's that time check? Hey, bud. Talk about the Passover. And listen, all these things going on, that's why we just celebrated the Passover. And that's why we remember it every year. You understand? It's a memorial to show how our abusers back then, our oppressors back then, and the horrible ways they treated us, they had to answer for that. They had to answer. The Egyptians had to answer for how they treated black and brown people, man. Right. They had to answer for how they treated the children of God. You understand? And so we celebrate the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, to remember how the Most High God of Israel delivered us, man, and whooped our enemies' ass because they had to pay for what they did. They whooped our enemies' ass and showed the world that there's a price for harming black and brown people. There's a price for harming us. And that has never changed because in America, they treating us as just as horrible as Egypt did. That's why God calls America modern day Egypt, man. It's called Egypt and Babylon in the Bible. America is. And they treating us as just as horrible, destroying us just as much, and they're just as violent and terroristic against us and unjust. And there's a price to pay for that, America. There's a price to pay for what you're doing to our people. And you might look at us and see we poor and on drugs and ain't got the power to hurt you, but man, there's a God in heaven. There's a God in heaven with an army in heaven that's going to put you on your ass for what you're doing to us, man. And that's money in the bank once again. You understand? You can count on that. Give me Wisdom of Solomon, 18:3, if you can. Wisdom of Solomon. Let me know if you need this mic over here. I don't know which mic you need. Wisdom of Solomon, 18:3. And we're going to read a little bit of that, man. Passover is a wonderful celebration, man. And we had a ball out there in Houston, man, remembering what the Most High did to our ancestors, man. They did for our ancestors and delivered them out of the hand of our oppressors back then. Egypt was the #1 superpower on earth back then. And our God smashed them before the world and got fame all throughout the earth. Everybody respected that God of Israel who took them out of the land of Egypt. Now we in modern day Egypt. And our oppressor is just as harsh and just as cruel and just as unfair. And there's a price to pay for what America is doing to us, man. And God is going to see to it, just like he saw to delivering us out of Egypt. He's going to see to it that we come out of America, man. They're going to pay for every drop of blood that they spill. Read.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 3. Instead whereof thou gavest them a burning pillar of fire.
So they talking about where the Lord separated us from the Egyptians when we were trying to get out of there. He was a pillar of fire. Go ahead, a burning pillar of fire. Go ahead.
Both to be a guide of the unknown journey.
To lead us and show us where we're going. God was taking us out of Egypt, and he was leading us, man. Leading us with what the Bible calls a chariot of God. The UFOs emitting fire and light and burning fire from out of one of those so-called UFOs, those chariots. You understand? Separate, leading the way for us, because we didn't know exactly where the Lord was taking us, but we knew we was out. We knew we was out, but the Lord said he was a guide of our unknown journey. Go ahead.
And harmless sun to entertain them honorably.
And it was like the sun was shining right over our heads, but it was a harmless sun. It wasn't there to hurt us, but to be with us. Go ahead.
Verse 4. For they were worthy to be deprived of life. And imprisoned in darkness.
For they were worthy to be deprived of light and imprisoned in darkness. Who is he talking about? Go ahead.
Who had kept thy sun shut up.
That's who is worthy of darkness and worthy to be deprived of light. Those who kept God's son shut up and captive in Egypt. Those who oppressed us in Egypt. Those who beat us and was unfair to us and made us work harder when all we asked for was 3 days off, boss. Boss, can we have 3 days off to go pray to our God, to go enjoy some of our culture that we've been separated from in this place? And our boss, Pharaoh, the Egyptians, oppressed us even more just for asking for a little time off. Just for asking. Go ahead.
By whom the uncorrupt light of the law was to be given unto the world.
And those sons that they shut up, we were the ones supposed to give the law of the Lord to the world. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And when they had determined to slay the babes of the saints.
And when those evil bastards called the Egyptians back then was murdering our children because they knew of a prophecy that a baby was going to be born to be a leader of our people and God was going to be with him and he was going to deliver us out of Egypt. They didn't want that. And they didn't want to take any chances. So they murdered our babies. Today is called abortion. Today is called abortion. You understand? They murdered our babies just so they could make sure they was breaking the prophecy. Go ahead.
One child being cast forth and saved.
But the Most High delivered one of them babies, man. Go ahead.
To reprove them.
And that baby was Moses. And he grew up to check the hell out of the Egyptians through the power of the Most High. Go ahead.
Thou tookest away the multitude of their children.
And then to pay for that, God took their children, man. God took their children. The God of Israel destroyed and smashed the children of the Egyptians, man. Why? Because they murdered our babies. They murdered our babies. And God destroyed their children. Read.
And destroys them altogether in a mighty water.
And then destroyed the rest of them in those waters when they tried to chase the Israelites. When they tried to chase us through the waters, when the Most High opened the waters for us to walk by, they tried to come in and get us and enslave us again. And the Most High destroyed them with those mighty waters, man. They had to pay for what they did to us. Everybody got to pay for what they did to us, including America. Read on.
Verse 6. Of that night were our fathers certified afore.
And that night we were certified afore. Afore meaning before. Prior to this, and certified meaning we were reminded that the Most High is with us in previous. We were reminded about in previous. We were reminded about Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. We were reminded how the Lord has always been with us when we saw how He delivered us out of Egypt. We were certified aforetime. Go ahead.
That assuredly knowing unto what oath they had given credence.
And we were reminded that, man, we made an oath to a God that ain't no joke. We pledged to obey a God that is the Most High God. We were reminded this day when we came out of Egypt. That's what we're celebrating right now. All this week is Passover, unleavened bread. We celebrating when our God smashed our enemies for how they mistreated us, man. And one day we're going to celebrate how the Lord smashed America for how they treated us. Read on.
they might afterwards be of good cheer.
And so afterward, we were happy as hell to be out of Egypt, seeing how the Lord destroyed them for us. Go ahead.
Verse 7. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous.
So the Lord's people received freedom, man. We were saved. Go ahead.
And destruction of the enemies.
But our enemies were destroyed, man. This is the God we deal on. This is the God of the Holy Bible to all you Christians and Christian Israelites alike. The God of the Bible is great and wonderful, and he saves the righteous, man. And he smashes our enemies. Mm-hmm. He destroys them. So don't fret. Don't be afraid. Don't worry. Don't be in derision like, oh my God, they still killing us and nobody's doing nothing. Our God is going to do something.
Right.
Joe Biden ain't going to do a goddamn thing. Your next president ain't going to do a goddamn thing. No political leader is going to do anything. No religious leader is going to do anything to stop these people from murdering us and terrorizing us. But we got a God in heaven, and we got a king that's in heaven, and he got an army of angels with them, and all of them are black and brown. And they are an army in heaven. Read Revelation 19. No, not you, but in Revelation 19, they tell you it's armies in heaven waiting to come deliver us. You understand? Read that last line again. It says, and destruction what?
And destruction of the enemies.
That's our God, man. That's how righteous he is. That he loves, blesses, and helps us. And he kills and destroys the people that harm us. Read.
Verse 8. For wherewith thou didst punish our adversaries.
Go ahead.
By the same thou didst glorify us.
And y'all got to get this. That God killing our enemies is the same thing as him glorifying us. Because when our enemies die at the hand of God, they say, whoa, we done made a mistake how we treated these people. And then we are glorified because they remember that they can't beat our God.
Right.
They can shoot us in the streets. Right. They can choke us the hell out. They can put a knee on our necks for 9 minutes, but they can't stop our God when he decides enough of that. They can't stop him. You understand? So at the same time, God kills our enemies, which is righteous. He glorifies us with their death. And that's a righteous thing. Read.
Whom thou hast called.
Uh-huh.
Verse 9. For the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly.
Go ahead.
And with one consent made a holy law.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
That the saints should be alike partakers of the same good and evil.
Read that again. For the righteous what?
For the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly.
Right. Meaning Israel, we prayed to the Lord and we repented to the Lord. You understand? And the Lord once again say, you pray to me secretly, I'm going to honor you in the open. I'm going to bless you in the open. So we ask for the help of our God. You understand? We prayed, read.
And with one consent.
Go ahead.
Made a holy law.
And we stopped doing the evil that we was doing, begging the Lord to see us repenting like we've always done from the beginning of time to now. Go ahead.
That the saints should be alike partakers of the same good and evil.
Go ahead.
The fathers now singing out the songs of praise.
Right, like the saints, we partakers of the same good and evil. We done been punished. We done been partakers of some evil on this place, man. And in Egypt, we was partakers of some evil. And then the Lord had mercy and delivered us. Right. Then we was partakers of the good, man. That's the God we serve.
Right.
He don't accept just anything. The Christian church is getting us killed, man. Because they make you think God is accepting of anything. Oh, he know my heart. I know I'm a man and I ain't supposed to be blowing all these rods, but it's what I like to do, and God know my heart. I know I'm a sister, I'm a child of God, but I'm a virtuous woman. I just like to, lick on other women. I like to be lesbian. But God know my heart. He know I'm a good person deep down. No. The church got you thinking that God accepts any of your BS. Mm-hmm. And he's okay with all of your crap and nastiness, man. He's not.
He's a God that gives you, he'll put evil on you when you disobey him. Right. And he's a God that'll bring good on you when you obey him. Read.
That's right. Verse 10. But on the other side, there sounded an ill according cry of the enemy.
Check this out. The Lord's so poetic. He said, while he was delivering us on one side, on the other side, there sounded a ill according cry of the enemies, man. Why? Because the Egyptians lost their firstborn in every household. The firstborn animal, the firstborn of the people died by the death angel sent by the God of Israel. And they cried, brother. They cried that night. They cried that night and cried to where there was an ill sound that we heard on our side getting out of Egypt. We heard them crying. Go ahead.
And a lamentable noise.
A lamentable noise. Lamenting is being sad and distraught. They heard sadness and crying, and it was beautiful in our sight because we knew the God of Israel wasn't no joke. Right. Was not any joke. And the same thing gonna happen here in America. Read.
Was carried abroad for children that were bewailed.
Go ahead. All that noise, all that crying, it went out and was carried abroad to where we heard it, and other countries probably heard it. You understand? It said it went out abroad. We're carried abroad for children that will be bewailed. Why? Because God killed their children, man. Right. God killed their children. Read.
Verse 11. The master and the servant were punished after one manner.
You hear that? The master and the servant were punished after one manner. Y'all remember I brought out on the show last week that when God talks about a nation or punishes a nation or blesses a nation in the Bible, it's talking about all of them, whether they good or bad. Whether they good or bad. There were good Israelites on that slave ships, but they were still on them slave ships with us, with the bad ones. You understand? When God punishes a nation, he don't care which ones are good or which ones are poor. He punishes the whole nation.
Right.
So the Lord destroyed Egypt, the masters in Egypt, and the servants with them. The poor servants in Egypt got destroyed too. They lost a firstborn. They cried just like the king and Pharaoh cried. Because they lost children too by the hand of the God of Israel. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah. And it's going to happen again. Read.
Right. And like as the king, so suffered the common person.
You hear that? Just like the king suffered loss and death by the hands of our God, the common person of Egypt suffered too. Read.
So, verse 12. So they all together had innumerable dead.
Had what? What they have, Egpyt?
Innumerable dead.
This is the work of the God of Israel. Our oppressor had innumerable dead. Innumerable dead, meaning you couldn't even count them. It was so many dead after our God laid hands on these bastards who hurt us. Read.
With one kind of death.
Go ahead.
Neither were the living sufficient to bury them.
You hear that? The Most High said it was so many dead. Most High said he killed so many of our enemies that it wasn't enough people alive to bury them. It was so many. That's the God of Israel, man. This is who white cops are playing with in America. This is who Americans are playing with when they harm us. They playing with our God.
Right.
They toying with our God like he ain't no killer. They toying with the Most High like he won't incinerate them. Right. They toying with the wrong God, though. They're going to find that out. They're going to find that out. God killed so many Egyptians for what they did to us that the people that were left alive, it wasn't enough to bury them all. Read on.
For in one moment, the noblest offspring of them was destroyed.
The noblest. God ain't care if your firstborn was noble in Egypt. He didn't care if you had a good kid for a firstborn. He didn't look and see, well, that's a good, strong firstborn of the Egyptians. I ain't going to kill him. Nope. They died with the rest of them. Mm-hmm. The noblest of them died. Why? Because they shouldn't have put their goddamn hands on the Israelites.
Right.
They shouldn't have mistreated the Israelites.
Right.
And America gonna find that out too. Right. America gonna find that out. Read.
Verse 13. For whereas they would not believe anything by reason of the enchantment.
And so while their children are dying and they crying, their witches and their soothsayers couldn't tell them nothing good to make them happy again. They couldn't tell them nothing good. Their enchantments and their witches and their counselors and their Egyptian priests and witches, they couldn't make nobody feel better with their words. In other words, the preachers were no good in that day.
Right.
The preachers of Egypt did no good because they knew that the God of Israel was real. Right. That's what they knew. And the preachers in Egypt couldn't tell them nothing different. Read.
Upon the destruction of the firstborn.
Concerning that death that our God gave them. Go ahead.
They acknowledge this people to be the sons of God.
Check that out. After God killed those bastards for what they did to us, their priests and their witches couldn't even console them and make them feel better. Because why? They knew that them children of Israel who we hurt and destroyed and terrorized, they were the children of God. Right. They knew it in that day. Guess what? America gonna know the same goddamn thing. Right. And that's why we celebrate and remember the Passover, man. That's why we do it every year. Because we remember what God did to free us, and we look very forward to him freeing us again. Shout out to Houston, man. Give Houston a hand. Shout out to them. I didn't think it could get no better than Vegas, Akim. I didn't think Vegas could, I don't think nobody could top Vegas, but I see y'all done mastered the brotherhood in the ISUPK, you know what I'm saying? And y'all showed them that the ISUPK, we know how to show out. That's right. We know how to rock the party. Ain't no party like a UPK party, you understand? Wherever we go, whatever we do, man, the Lord is with us, and he gives us freedom, and he gives us rest amongst each other, man, to where we can enjoy each other, man. We can enjoy each other. Shout out to all the brothers, Captain Yatzazak, all the brothers under him that worked so hard. Now I looked at those brothers Sunday. They was getting no sleep. They were tired, but they would not stop. I tried to tell a few of them, man, go have a rest, man. I know you've been working. Look, your eyes look tired. They said, General, I'm going to make sure everything get done right. I'll sleep later. You understand? Let's give them another hand. Barakatah Yahweh. Y'all brothers are doing the thing, man. And I ain't forget about you sisters, man. I saw the photos. I saw the video making that bread, working tirelessly to help the brothers and make everything in Houston right. Y'all were fabulous hosts to the nation of Israel, Houston. Mm-hmm. And I applaud you, man. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And we remembered the Passover and what our God did to these bastards that hurt us. And now we looking forward and we praying. We better be praying that the Most High show the same honor to America, man, for what they did to us, and glorify us before America and the rest of the countries. Jeremiah 16 and 14, if you will. If you will. Enjoy this Passover, man. Enjoy this Feast of Unleavened Bread. Lord willing, if it's his will, maybe this is our last one in America, man. If it's his will, you understand? But until then, we're going to forge on. And we're going to keep praying and keep showing the Lord that we sorry, we repentant, we serve him. And Lord will, he'll have mercy and end this thing sooner than he promised, man. Judgment is coming to our enemies again, just like it came to our enemies in Egypt. It's coming again to this bastard, foul, evil cage of everything filthy and unholy called America. Read.
Oh God. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 14.
You got it.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said.
I hear you, Nahar. Shout out to all the brothers that was on the guard, man. Captain Akkad, you understand? The officer Iran, all the brothers, man. The brother Ashar and the Posh, boy, was relentless, man. All the brothers rolling under him. Young man, Yeshaya, was even out there getting it in, man. Relentless, picking everybody up from the airport, running back and forth, getting them back safely. I talked to Ashar. Ashar said, well, General, you just tell me what you need. I got it, and I got everything else, too. I got to transport everybody. That's what's going to happen. I saw the vans lined up outside the hotel, man. Y'all was getting it in all weekend, man, and we appreciate your work, man. Commander General Yohana greatly appreciates it. And the Lord sees your work. And the Lord sees everybody diligent trying to build this nation, man, and forge on in the face of murder by our oppressors, in the face of injustice by our oppressors. We're going to serve our God and keep praying, because why? We know that just like he destroyed our enemies in Egypt and the whole earth heard them cry, that America's going to cry too. America's going to cry too. Prophecy says other countries are going to see the smoke of America burning, because God is coming, and he coming hard to this place, man. Read 16 and 14 again.
God, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord.
Go ahead.
That it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Because that's what the Lord is famous for right now. That's what the God of Israel is famous for. Bringing the children of Israel out of Egypt, destroying them crying because the God had so many dead in Egypt that they couldn't even bury them. It was so many, man. So many dead animals. God just killed all of the firstborn, man. Smited everything. And he saved the children of Israel, man, and brought us out of there. You understand? So the script, so Jeremiah prophesying, and the Lord is saying that it's going to come a day where God ain't going to be famous for bringing us out of Egypt like he is right now. He's famous for that. Read on.
Verse 15. But
instead of that, instead of being famous for bringing us out of Egypt and all the things that he did in Egypt, all the miracles, all the plagues, all the killing he did in Egypt, go ahead.
The Lord liveth.
This is going to be the new saying. Right now, we say, God, long live the Most High. The Lord liveth that brought us out of Egypt. The day is coming soon, man. We close. And that day, we're going to say, the Lord liveth. Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah. Read.
That brought up the children of Israel.
That brought up the children of Israel. What?
From the land of the north.
From where?
The north.
From the land of the north, man. That's what we're going to say soon. Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah, the Most High, that delivered us out of the land of the north, man.
Right.
Out of the land called North America.
Right.
Modern day Egypt. Modern day Babylon. You understand? Modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. The day is coming soon where we're going to be delivered out of this place, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be more spectacular than what he did to Egypt. Mm-hmm. Way more spectacular. Read.
Right.
Oh God. And from all the lands whither he had driven them.
And not only from the land of the north, but all the lands where he scattered us, man, where he driven us. Central America, South America. You got Israelites in all parts of the earth, man. We came out of that stinking hellhole called Africa. A lot of Israelites were left there. A lot of Israelites went and fought for this white man's war and left babies in Vietnam, man. Left babies in Russia. We all over the place. Black people then tried to escape America's oppression and terrorism and went to other countries and raised families, man. So they're Israelites all over the place. Stevie Wonder, silly behind, talking about going to Ghana to try to escape the terrorism in America. And that comedian trying to go with it, Dave Chappelle, said he want to go too, just like Stevie Wonder. Because why? None of them got answers to stop this white man. But we got the answers in the ISUPK. It's written.
Right.
It's written in our records, but nobody understands it but us.
That's right.
Nobody understands it but the ISUPK. You understand? He said, all the lands whither he had driven them. Read.
And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
And the Lord going to take us back home, man. We going back to Israel. We're going to get them stinking devils that's in our home, our motherland right now. They getting the hell out.
That's right, sir.
They getting the hell out. Jewish people, white Jewish people, they getting the hell out. Mm-hmm. All them stinking Hamites, so-called Africans, they call themselves, I forget, Philistine Jews, and whatever they want to call themselves, they getting the hell out. Mm-hmm. They getting the hell out of our land, man. And our land is the earth is going to come back to life once the Israelites get back home, man. That day is coming, and we real close. You be stupid to put down your sword in these last days.
Right.
And all you Negroes and Negroettes that's scared to come into ISUPK because we so strict and we don't tolerate a lot of your BS, you stupid if you ain't willing to come and humble yourself.
Right.
And come to the only safety on this earth, man. You stupid, you dumb as hell. You understand? Another shout out to Houston, man, till we finish this Passover. It's a beautiful thing and a feast of unleavened bread.
That's right.
Remember, Israel, get all the leavening out of your house. All the things and items with leavening, get it out of your house this week. You understand? And every day you're supposed to eat some unleavened bread. Just to remember how our ancestors had to eat this unleavened bread as they left. They ain't had time to make big, fluffy, soft bread. We had to get the hell out of there running for our lives. You understand? So we were to remember that and eat unleavened bread every day. And of course, we Israel. We the salt of the earth. We got flavor. You know, these sisters and these brothers too, man. Brothers cook in Israel too. Had a little bit better than the sisters sometimes. I gotta say. You understand? They know how to flavor up that bread. You understand? One sister made a pizza, turkey pepperoni pizza yesterday, unleavened. You understand? I know sisters that make funnel cakes, unleavened. Funnel cakes taste delicious. Confection sugar all on it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you at the goddamn carnival or something. It's so delicious. And it's unleavened.
Right.
It's a lot of things we could do, man. Throw some chocolate chips in them things. You know, the brother called the other day, sir, we can't flavor this bread up. I said, hell yes, you can. Flavor that bread up, man. Whatever you like, and throw some pecans in it, some walnuts if you like it.
Right.
Strawberries if you like it. You understand? Flavor it up. I like that old cinnamon sugar unleavened bread, man. That's my twist, or some good buttermilk. You know what I mean? With the glaze on top, unleavened bread. You understand? All type of things we could do, man. Why? To remember what our God did for us a long time ago, and to pray and look forward to what He's about to do to our oppressor in America, man.
Right.
And that's that. So let me get a couple of these questions.
Khan Khan.
Why?
Khan Khan. First question is, can I get a breakdown of Revelation chapter 15 and verse 1
man,
through 4?
This is the brother Nahar Salaki. The brother Nahar gave me a bottle of hypnotic. And Officer Knock caught me on camera with the hypnotic. You ain't supposed to do that to me, Knock, but you did it. You understand? And damn right, Nicole, I'm going to enjoy that bottle of hypnotic for sure. You understand? I don't know the brother name who gave it to me. Is this Nicole?
Nahar
Nahar Salaki. Who's Nahar? What city? What city you from, Nahar? I can't see it on the phone, but I don't know. Oh no, I don't think he the brother who gave me the hypnotic, but he must have saw me with it. You understand? But either way, I'm gonna try that new thing that everybody talking about. That hypnotic mixed with a little Hennessy.
Incredible Heart.
They call it the Incredible Heart. The Incredible Heart. I'm gonna give it to my Reds and see what they do. I'm gonna see if it put them down or not. You hear me, You understand? Let me see what's going on. You know what I mean? Let's get to the first question. Tawada Akim. Hey, Tawada for all the gifts, man. Brothers gave us all type of gifts while we was out there, man. I appreciate it all. I had to get another bag for the plane. You know what I'm saying? And look at all that stuff. But I appreciate every bit of it, man. And shout out to that brother. Gave General Yohana like a shredder wristband. Y'all see the mutant turtle, Shredder, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? He had some old blade armband made of all metal and shredding. You understand? It was beautiful. You understand? We appreciate all that y'all done to us, man, and all the gifts. You understand? Read. Oh, Slocky, the story.
Khan.
Oh, Slocky. Oh, the question. Go ahead. You got it. You got it. Can he hear you?
Khan. Yeah, the first question was, Salaki, can I get a breakdown of Revelation chapter 15, verse 1 through 4?
Okay, Khan. So that was you, Nahar. He the one that did give me the hypnotic. And he had a lot of bottles, man. He gave out to all the generals. We appreciate it. We appreciate it, brother. The Lord be with you. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 15, verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven.
So the brother asked to break down Revelation 15, 1 to 4. Specifically, I'm not sure what his question is in there, but we just go into it. Go ahead.
Great and marvelous.
So John the Revelator had a vision. and he saw another sign in heaven, and it was great. It was a great vision he had, and it was marvelous. Go ahead.
7 angels having the 7 last plagues.
Like the book of Revelation tell you, there were 7 angels that unleashed 7 different plagues for the finality of America before our God came and smashed this place, just like he did Egypt. Read.
For in them is fulfilled,
no sweat.
For in them is filled up the wrath of God.
For in them is filled up the wrath of God. And those plagues, just like he plagued Egypt, he plaguing America, man. He's going to plague America, and these plagues are going to be full of our God's wrath. Read. Right.
Verse 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire.
So John saw he saw a sea of glass mingled with fire, which just showing what it looks like in heaven. When you read Revelation, I think the 4th chapter, it tell you that the Most High sits on a throne of fire with a sea of glass in front of him. Like a sea of glass in front of him, where all the angels and the 24 elders and the 4 beasts full of eyes, they all worshiping the Most High. So this is just representing the Lord's glory. And John is seeing all his glory. Go ahead.
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast.
And them that had gotten the victory over this beast that's oppressing us here in America. Here in America. The American white man, our oppressor, the Bible calls him the beast also. He's the beast, the most subtle beast of any beast of the field, man. This man is murdering us and oppressing us and is governing over us in this evil, sinful kingdom. God calls him a beast. So that's what he is, a beast, a monster, an animal for how he's treating us. But we're going to get victory over that beast, man, by the hand of God. Read. And John saw this. He saw this in a vision, how the angels of the Lord got victory over the beast. Go ahead.
And over his image.
Go ahead. And he saw how we in the ISUPK and all those faithful to this school, we got victory over the beast and we beat worshiping his image. We don't worship the image of this beast like you Christians and like you Christian Israelites, just like them. We don't worship the image of this beast. Why? Because we obey what God say, and we understand that the Lord said our king was a black man, a very dark-skinned black man, and that all the prophets and the men of God are black and brown people, man. And none of them look like Caesar Borgias. None of them look like Donald Trump or Joe Biden or Clinton or Ronald Reagan or George Bush. None of the men of God look like them. Read.
And over his mark.
And over his mark. Once again, what is the mark of this beast? It's the mark of the beast in your mind is believing in his religion, believing in his injustice system, believing in all the things, his holidays, all the things in American culture. That's having his mark, the mark of the beast in your head. Believing in his culture and all the things that he thinks is great in America. Columbus Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christianity, Buddhism, all the religions in America. You got the mark of the beast in your head. The mark of the beast in your hand is when you harm black and brown people for this beast. When you harm people as his police or join his military to harm people for this beast, man. Or you just working an average job under this beast and you hurting black and brown people, towing their cars, giving them tickets, costing them a lot of money when you know they poor. When you know you in poor neighborhoods. You don't go to the suburbs putting boots on cars, but you in the ghetto booting everybody's car. Why? Because you want to take the last little bit from poor people, man. From poor people. They got a boot because you can't afford your goddamn tickets. They can't afford all your laws against us, man. When we try to pay a little insurance and get a little insurance on our car and have a little registration. The minute we run out of registration, we 3 days late because we don't get paid till Friday, and you putting a damn ticket on the car for not being registered, man. And now there's more money we got to pay. Now we got to hide from you. Now we got to hide from you until our next paycheck. That's what you do to poor people, man. That's what you do to us, but you don't treat them like that. That's the mark of the beast in your hand. when you hurt and oppress black and brown people for this beast. And your excuse is, well, it's my job. Yeah, it's your job because that you got from the beast. You work for the beast. So it's your job to hurt us. You got to pay for that. There's a price for that. Go ahead.
And over the number of his name.
And over the number of his name. Go ahead, which the number of his name is, of course, the 666. The body of men that rule this place, above your president, above your government officials. These are the men that really rule the earth, that rule America under Satan right now.
Right.
Opposite to the 144,000. Go ahead.
Stand on the sea of glass.
Uh-huh.
Having the harps of God.
So John saw the Israelites, saw all the righteous Israelites that joined the ISUPK and that returned back to the Most High. He saw the angels, the beasts, and everybody playing the harps and celebrating, standing before the throne of God on this sea of glass. The sea of glass just means they standing right before the throne, praising the Most High, celebrating the victory over the beast, because he's going to be destroyed. Read.
Verse 3. And they sang the song of Moses, the servant of God.
The song of Moses is just obeying the Lord's laws, obeying his commandments, and teaching his commandments. And teaching his commandments. Hold that. No, I'm too out. So like I ain't gonna go Revelation 4, but again, you can read Revelation 4 and 6 and read how the throne of the sea of glass is before the throne of the Most High. Read on.
And the song of the Lamb.
Read that again. So they sang the song of Moses, the servant of God, which is teaching the Lord's laws and obeying his laws. And what? The song of who?
And the song of the Lamb.
And we showed our obedience to our King. We walk in the spirit of Christ here in the ISUPK. Right. We don't accept nothing else. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ would not be voting for Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, so we don't vote for them. Right. Jesus Christ don't care who your mayor is of your cities in America. He wouldn't care, so we don't care. Jesus Christ would not be celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, and Easter, and Halloween, so we don't celebrate those things. Jesus Christ would be celebrating Passover like he did. Right. And we celebrate Passover. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ would be celebrating the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And so the ISUPK, we celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We do what our King does, man. We walk in the instructions that he showed us. Right. You understand? And that's why I say, read that last line again.
And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God.
Keep going.
And the song of the Lamb.
And the song of the Lamb. And the song of the Lamb. You join the ISUPK and you roll with us, you'll be in the spirit of Christ too, and you'll be singing the song of the Lamb. Read.
Say, great and marvelous are thy works.
Barakatah Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord, for taking down this animal, this beast, our oppressor in America. Go ahead.
Lord God Almighty, just and true are thy ways.
And you ain't going to find nobody else just and true other than the Most High God and his laws and his instructions. And that's what makes the ISUPK just and true, because we live and we die by the laws of the Most High. Go ahead.
Thou King of saints.
Go ahead. King of the saints. Read.
Verse 4. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord?
And they're going to find out they should have always feared our God. They should have always been too afraid to hurt black and brown people, man. To hurt the 12 tribes of Israel. Read.
And glorify thy name. Mm-hmm. For thou only art holy.
And that's important too. That's important too. Who the hell shouldn't fear thee, O God, our power, the Most High Yahweh, and glorify his name? Everybody better. And everybody's going to, whether they want to or not. They can do it the hard way or the easy way, whatever they decide.
Right.
I prefer they do it the hard way, you know, right. Personally. Salaki. Okay. Give us a little extra work. You understand? I prefer they resist. Right. I prefer they resist, so we can show them how to comply. You understand? Right. Read. Hold on, Slocky. Read the end of that, the last line you just read.
For thou only art holy.
Go ahead.
For all nations shall come and worship.
How many?
All nations.
For all nations, all races, all cultures. That's why when Christ come back, he gonna have a many crowns on his head, because all the nations gonna bow to Christ, and he gonna see to it that they come and do what?
Worship before thee.
And they all gonna bow their knee and worship before the Most High. Every race, every nation. Go ahead.
For thy judgments are made manifest.
For the Lord's judgment, everybody gonna see. Philippians 2:10.
Okay.
The Lord's judgment, everybody is going to see. So all nations gonna come and worship before the Most High. They're gonna bow to Christ. He's gonna be the king of the earth, man. And they're gonna all give it up for the Most High, man. The Holy Father. They all gonna do that. All of them. No matter where they from. Read Philippians 2:10.
Okay. This is the book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
That at the name of Jesus, every knee should bow.
You hear that? So it told you all nations gonna come and worship. At the name of our King Yahushua, every knee is going to bow. Every knee. Read.
Of things in heaven.
Listen, even the angels going to praise Yahushua for what he did. Nobody else could have done it. No other angel could have done what Yahushua did. Scripture tell you the book of life was sealed, meaning Israelites were done. We were finished. Nobody was found worthy. Nothing in heaven or in the earth or under the earth was found worthy to loose them seals that was in the Most High's hand. And then finally, our king, that champion, Yahushua, he was found worthy to come down here and teach and do the work perfect, sinless, and be murdered as an innocent man. And be murdered as an innocent man. And he was found worthy to loose them seals, man. John cried. John cried. You read Revelation, the 5th chapter. John cried because we were done for. There was nobody to save Israel until he showed that he could do the work. He could walk on this earth and walk perfect and teach everything the right way and die innocently and prepare us for what's about to come. He did the job, man. Read.
And things in earth.
Go ahead.
And things under the earth.
Meaning everything going to bow to our king. Everything. Everything. And once again, just like Egypt, America going to be put down, man, for what they did to black and brown people. Go to the third question. I'll come back in a second.
Kind of what kind? The third question, sir?
Kind
of what kind? This is from Officer Zero Y, I believe.
Kind.
Was Goliath's whole family giants? And why does the scripture describe them having 6 fingers and 6 toes?
So let's get it. Go to 1 Chronicles, 20th chapter and the 4th verse. You understand? So, and when we read this, y'all gonna see it. The 6 fingers and 6. I'll break it down once the brother gets it. You understand? Go ahead.
1 Chronicles 20 and
4.
This is the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 20 and verse 4.
So the brother's question was Goliath's whole family giants? And why does the scriptures describe them having 6 fingers and 6 toes? Go ahead.
And it came to pass after this that there arose war at Gezar.
So this is way after David had killed Goliath and became king. You understand? And Israel had some peace after that. You understand? But then there arose war. Again, them Philistines, Goliath had children and he had brothers. You understand? They were still salty. They were a little soft on how David killed Goliath and the Israelites had beat the hell out of the Philistines at war. They had a little salt. So there arose another war. Go ahead.
With the Philistines.
Uh-huh.
At which time Sibechai, the
Hushathite, these are Hamite families. Go ahead.
Slew Sippai.
So go ahead. Oh, Slaki, go ahead.
That was of the children of
Slaki. These are Israelites. Slaki. Go ahead. Israelites that killed a Philistine. Go ahead. The Philistine name was Sippai. Go ahead. They killed him because they was in war. Go ahead.
which was of the children of the giant.
They were a child of Goliath, the giant. You understand? There's times in the Bible where it talk about giants being famous people. You understand? They giants on the earth, meaning they were famous, had great reputations. You understand? Right. And they're also giants, meaning big ass niggas. You understand?
Right.
Big giant people. Goliath was what, about 9 feet plus?
Okay.
You understand? Heavy ass sword. His armor was heavy, helmet heavy. He was humongous.
Mm-hmm.
And David, a young boy, a handsome young boy, killed this ugly African man. Killed him with a rock. Why? Because the God was with him. The God of Israel was with him. And when the Most High is with you, man, you kill a giant holding a sword, you'll kill him with a rock.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Read.
And they were subdued.
Come, and they were subdued. So they killed Goliath's son, and they won the war. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And there was war again with the Philistines.
And these Philistines don't quit. Came another time where they went to war with Israel again. Go ahead.
And Elhanan, the son of Jar, slew Lamai.
They killed Lamai, who was who?
The brother of Goliath, the Gittite.
The Gittite, they killed Goliath's brother when they went to war. This time, the first they went to war with Israel, and they lost Goliath. Goliath's son was killed. Now they fighting Israel again, and Goliath's brother was killed. Go ahead.
Whose spear staff was like a weaver's beam.
Like he had a giant staff. So his brother could have possibly been big as hell too. It don't describe him, but it describes how big his staff was. You understand? Just like Goliath had a giant staff. Read.
Verse 6. And yet again there was war at Gath.
And here we go again. They fighting us again. Go ahead.
Where was a man of great stature.
And this is one man. There was one man that was humongous. A great man of stature. A man of great stature. Read.
Whose fingers and toes were 4 and 20.
He had 24 fingers and toes. 4 and 20. 24. Read.
6 on each hand.
On both his hands, he had 6 fingers. Go ahead. That's how big he was. He needed an extra finger just to make him right. Balance him. To give him some balance. Read.
And 6 on each foot.
And every foot so big that he needed an extra toe to keep him balanced. They were animals, man. They were animals. This is just one guy. This is just one Philistine. You understand? It says there was a man of great stature who had 6 fingers and 6 toes on each hand and feet. They were animals. Go ahead.
And he also was the son of the giant.
So they had that gene. They had that giant mutated gene. You understand? They came out looking like mutants.
Right.
You understand? They just released the Mortal Kombat movie. You know that guy with the 4 arms? You understand? They probably walking around looking like him halfway. Looking like monsters. Goliath's family, man. Now, I don't know if every one of them was huge and giant, but for sure it's describing some of them as being giant. Right. You understand? And huge, just like Goliath was. You understand? So it's possible through genetics, like we all know. You understand? I met a brother who said, all his kids got a little tiny little extra lump under their pinky. They call it extra finger. You understand? And then it's just genetics. You understand? You get the genes from your parents, and you take on some of their attributes. Mm-hmm. You understand? Some sicknesses like allergies and different things you get from your parents.
Right.
You understand? So Goliath's family, they had this gene, this mutated giant gene. You understand? That made them big niggas. You understand? So he also was the son of the giant. Read.
Verse 7. But when he defiled Israel, Jonathan, the son of Shemiah, David's brother, slew him.
Read it one more time. Jonathan what?
Jonathan, the son of Shemiah, David's brother, slew him.
So the son of David's brother, his nephew, this old big giant with 6 fingers on every hand, 6 toes on both feet, David's nephew killed this bastard.
Right.
His nephew, his brother's son, you understand, slew him and killed them, man. Just like David. Just like David, and the Lord was with David, and he killed Goliath. The Lord was with Israel here, and they killed others in Goliath's family who dared defy the children of Israel. They didn't learn their lesson. Mm-hmm. They had to keep learning and keep learning and keep learning. Read.
Oh God. Verse 8. These were born unto the giant in Gath.
Come.
And they fell by the hand of David.
And they fell by the hand of David. Read.
And by the hand of his servants.
So David went on to kill Philistines. They ain't want to learn. They want to still defy the God of Israel. They got exactly what they deserve. Like everybody who defy the God of Israel and defy the Israelites who serve him, they all got a day coming, man.
That's right.
They're all going to get their just desserts. You understand? They all going to get their reward. You can count on it, man. America will get their reward from our God for what they did to us, man.
Right.
They're going to get it. Now I'll finish. We can go read the second question that the brother sent. I know General Hyman. I remember he answered this maybe a couple of weeks ago to a brother, but I'm gonna go over it again just in case somebody missed it. And since they did send the question into the show, go ahead.
Honorable Khan, brother asked, Salaki Alawak, can I get a general breakdown on Bel the dragon in the Apocrypha, chapter 1, verse 33 to 39?
Come, let's get that. Bel and the dragon, chapter 1, and we can start at verse 33. Bel and the dragon is a story that showed how simple the heathens are. It showed how dumb they are and how they fall for anything. Even heathen kings worship things that ain't real. And the simplest common Israelite, we laugh at the king like the king is so stupid to believe in these things. You believe this statue, that this guy over here, he made the statue. He made the statue with his hands, and you think the statue is eating steak and lamb and all the good stuff, huh? That's how our people are, though.
Right.
That's how the heathens are. And because our people follow the heathen and worship them, we become like that. A lot of our Spanish tribes worship Santeria and all those statues. And they put fruit and sandwiches on the damn statue. And when they come back days later, the fruit is rotten. So they say, oh, the Holy Mary ate the fruit. No, it's just bacteria that's in the air. It's called science. You sit a fruit anywhere. Sit it on the table by itself. You come back days later, it'll still be rotten. You understand? That's science. Bacteria in the air settles on the fruit, and it starts to die and decay. You understand? It's not the statue eating it, your idols. Bel and the dragon is how Israelite prophets showed how worshiping anything other than the Most High is utterly ridiculous. Because the God of Israel, he's not an idol. He's a real God. He's a real God. And when you read Bel and the dragon and other scriptures, the Lord make fun of those idols, man.
Right.
The Lord say, tell your idol the white bird poop. In one scripture, it might be in here, Bel the dragon, but he say, see if the birds drop on your gods. See if your God can wipe it off. The Lord make a joke out of their idols. Why? Because if a bird do on Santeria or on your white Jesus statue, white Jesus statue just going to lay there with the bird doodle on it. He's just going to sit there with the bird doodle on. Nobody can help me. Somebody get this off. Go ahead, you die.
In my base service, you bring out is so heavy. I believe it was Elijah. He was saying, well, telling the prophets of Baal, he said, maybe he's on a trip.
Yeah. Make fun of it. Well, where's your God at? I mean, my God just sit there fire down. Where's your God? Or maybe he on vacation somewhere. Maybe he over in golf. Enjoying that fine golden Euphrates. Maybe over in Euphrates, right, getting a golden sword made. All right, I know he real. He just not here, right? He used to clown their gods, man.
Right.
Because the only living God is the Most High God of Israel.
Right.
Ain't no bird pooping on him.
Right.
You understand? Ain't nobody can drop him and break him. You understand? Right. You can't drop the Most High and break him in pieces.
Right.
But you can drop your idols and break that crap.
That's right, sir.
You understand? I could spray paint all on it and do what I want. I can write graffiti on it. Ain't nobody writing graffiti on the Most High.
That's right.
Nobody. You understand? So that's the point of Bel and the dragon. But let's get these scriptures in particular. Go ahead.
Oh God. This is the book of Bel and the dragon, chapter 1, verse 33. Now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk,
So this is during the time of Habakkuk, the prophet. Go ahead.
who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and was going into the field to bring it to the reapers. Verse 34. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, Go, carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel.
So Habakkuk, he made some food, and he was going to take it to give it to his servants. You understand? But the Lord sent the angel to Habakkuk and said, listen, don't give that food to the servants. Take that food to Babylon, because my servant Daniel, he needs some food. Take it to him. Read.
Who is in the lion's den. Verse 35.
Who was in the lion's den. Why? Because when you read, Daniel was cast in the lion's den because he wouldn't bow to the idols of these people. And the king had started to believe Daniel and saw it because Daniel clowned him and showed the king that these idols ain't really eating that. These are your people sneaking in and eating that food. Every night, your priests sneak in the temple and eat up all the food that they set out for the idol. So when you come in the next day, you break this, and the king will set a seal on the door just to see, because if you open that door, you had to break his seal. But every day the king will come back, his seal is unbroken, so he know nobody went through that door. But he didn't know his servants had an underground hatch, and they would come in through the floor with their family and eat all the good food that the people set out for the idols. So when the king come back and break his own seal and thinking nobody's been in here, it was like, oh my God, Bel ate the food, until Daniel caught his servants and showed him that his servants lied to him, man. And so the servant, so the king, I think he put some of them to death, you understand? And then they worshiped an idol called the dragon, right? And Daniel clowned the dragon and was showing the king that the dragon is fake too. But the people got so pissed off, they said, wait a minute, this kingdom become an Israelite. This kingdom become an Israelite, and he down with them Jews, man. Listen, king, if you don't give us Daniel, we're going to kill Daniel and you. And there would have been an insurrection in his country. So the king bowed down because he was afraid, and they gave Daniel to the people, and the people put him in the lion's den. They didn't feed the lions for days and days, and then they put Daniel in there because they knew hungry lions would eat anybody who come in there when they're hungry. They might eat them when they're full, but for sure when they're hungry. So they starved the lions for days and then put Daniel in there. But what they didn't know, that our God is real. What they didn't know, that our God is powerful. And our God controls lions. That's you understand? Right. Our God controls tigers and bears and poisonous snakes. Our God controls our oppressor in America, man. Right. Our God can't hurt a prophet of God if he don't want him to. And God told them lions they better not touch Daniel. And you know what the lion said? Kind of the one, father. Right. That's what the lion said. And they did not touch Daniel, as hungry as they were. And Daniel was hungry too. So the Lord stepped to Habakkuk and said, Habakkuk, take that food and give it to my prophet Daniel, man. Mm-hmm. Give it to my servant. Go.
Oh God. Verse 35. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon.
So Habakkuk said, Lord, I ain't never been to Babylon. Go ahead.
Neither do I know where the den is.
And I don't even know where the den is. Once again, although Habakkuk was a prophet, like many of us are in the ISUPK, sometimes we got a smart mouth. You understand? Sometimes we got a fresh mouth when we see that the Lord is telling us to do something. You understand? It's like, well, I don't know that. I don't know. Well, are you giving excuses? In the ISUPK, all over the school, it says no excuses. Because we don't give excuses. Habakkuk tried to give an excuse. Well, Lord, I ain't never been there. I ain't that. No. The Lord telling you to do something through one of his angels, man. You kind of the one kind. How shall I do it, Lord? What way should I go, Lord? What do you want me to bring with me, Lord? Give me my orders, Lord. Just like all them brothers in Houston, boy. They be looking for their orders and they execute it. They don't have fresh mouths. You understand? Now, Habakkuk was still a man of God. But Lord, I ain't never been there. I don't even know about no damn den, no lion's den. No, he read.
Oh God. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown. And bare him by the hair of his head. and through the vehemency of his spirit.
And through the vehemency of his spirit, go ahead.
Set him in Babylon over the dead.
So this was a spiritual event going on. He took Habakkuk by the hair and took him to Babylon. Oh, you don't know where it's at, huh? Come here, nigga. Come here, man. Your fresh ass mouth. And grabbed him by the hair, man. And took him by the spirit into the lions, then all the way to Babylon. Go ahead.
Verse 37. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which God hath sent thee.
And Habakkuk told Daniel, the Lord hath bought you some food, man. Here you go, read.
Verse 38. And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O God.
Like Daniel gave praises to the Most High. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah, Lord. I'm so hungry in here, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't never forget me, Lord. Thy servant has been right with you, and you have not forgotten your servant. Because the Most High don't forget his servants, man. Times may seem hard. Daniel is in a lion's den. Hungry lions, he ain't even got no goddamn food. But he ain't never cursed the Most High.
Right.
He ain't never say, forget this damn truth, man. I'm worshiping another God that could probably get me some food. This God ain't feeding me. Daniel ain't go there. Daniel stood in it. And that's what we all supposed to do until death. Right. If you starving and thinking you about to die, you better have faith in the Most High. You better have faith in him because he don't forget. He know you starving. He know you hungry. So what? So what? Maybe he letting you starve to death and die and come home to him. Go home to him, huh? You'll be back. You'll be back. More glorious. You understand? So Daniel said, the Lord, you haven't forgotten me. Go ahead.
Neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee.
Right. Neither do you ever forsake them that seek and love you, Lord. The Lord don't forsake us in the ISUPK. He with us at every step. We had our enemies, you Christian Israelites, they tried to sabotage our whole Passover, Yediah. Right. But the Lord don't forget, and he is always with those who seek and love him. And we love him in the ISUPK. That's right. All of our brothers and sisters love the Most High. We obey him. That's and right. You can't stop our moves. You can't. Why? Because the Lord said, whatever we ordain on the earth, he ordains in heaven, man. He bonds in heaven. Whatever orders we give down here, whatever way we want to walk down here, the Most High enforces it from heaven, man. And he sees to it. You can't stop us. You try to stop us, you're going to fight the Most High. And you don't want that. You don't want that. Read on.
Verse 39. So Daniel arose and did eat.
So Daniel ate. He ate the food. Go ahead.
And the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately.
So the angel took Habakkuk back to where he got him from. Go ahead.
Verse 40. Upon the seventh day, the king went to bewail Daniel.
So that was it. So when you read on, so what time is it? 12:50. Go ahead. Read on.
Oh God. And when he came to the den.
Read that again.
Upon the seventh day.
So now, 7 days later, Daniel in their 7th day, the Lord then bought Daniel some food. Remember, the lions ain't eat a goddamn thing. You understand? But they ain't touched Daniel. Why? Because they had orders from the Most High not to touch Daniel. You understand? Then the Lord bought Daniel some food. 7 days after Daniel was in there, the king did what?
The king went to bewail Daniel.
He went to cry for Daniel because he know Daniel was eating the hell up. He thinking when he get back, all they gonna see is the bones of Daniel because them lions is hungry as hell. Right. They know how lions eat. It described to you before this how much they fed the lions every day. A bunch of lambs and a bunch of animals and cattle. That's what they fed these lions every day. Now you starve them for days and then put a man up in there. That man is delicious now. But they got orders from the Most High. Listen, deal with your hunger, lions. Don't touch my prophet. And they did not touch Daniel. And then the Lord fed Daniel. And then the king went down to see Daniel's bones and his dead body sad. Because he know this only happened because of them evil, wicked people that wanted to worship false gods and they tricked him. Go ahead.
And when he came to the den, he looked in, and behold, Daniel was sitting.
And he looked and he saw Daniel alive and well sitting down. You understand? Imagine that. He come to see Daniel eating the hell up by these hungry lions, but Daniel sitting in there chilling, alive and well. Go ahead.
Verse 41. Then cried the king with a loud voice.
The king hollered out. Go ahead.
Saying, Great art thou, O Lord God of Daniel.
Wait a minute. You hear the king? You hear the king, man? The king is a heathen. Remember he's a heathen, and he threw Daniel in the lion's den because the people said, listen, if you don't arrest this guy, we're gonna say that you were trying to become a Jew, and we're gonna fight against you and Daniel. And the king got scared and let them put Daniel in the lion's den, man. Now the king come back to see Daniel dead and eaten, and he see Daniel in there chilling. And he said, what? What did the king say?
Great art thou.
He said, great art thou. Go ahead.
O Lord God of Daniel.
O Lord God of Daniel. The king, the heathen king, had to give a shout out to the Most High.
Right.
He said, Lord, the God of Daniel is great. And that's what the whole earth going to find out time and time again, man.
That's right, sir.
They're going to say, great art thou, O Lord, God of those black and brown people, man. God of those Israelites. Great art thou. The king recognized this. Read.
And there is none other beside thee.
You hear the king. The king had to give it up. To hell with Baal. To hell with the dragon. Ain't no other God beside you, Most High. God of Daniel. Read.
Verse 42. And he drew him out.
And he took Daniel out of the den. Go ahead.
And cast those that were the cause of his destruction.
And he took those bastards that threatened the king and threatened Daniel, and mad because they want to worship idols, he took them and did what?
And cast those that were cause of his destruction into the den.
And he threw them. He told his servants, throw these bastards in the den. Look at this. The God of Daniel is wonderful and strong, and ain't nobody like him. Come on out here, Daniel. Told his servants, get those bastards over there and throw them in the goddamn den. Check out what's about to happen. Read.
And they were devoured.
And what?
And they were devoured.
What?
And they were devoured.
Because what? Hey, was it 7 lions? I forget, 4 or 7 lions. Whatever, how many lions were in there, they were hungry. They were hungry. I'm going to repeat. Those lions were hungry. But they had their orders from the Most High not to touch Daniel, and they did not. So when the king threw them evil bastards that wanted Daniel in there, when he threw them in the pit, what happened? They what?
Were devoured.
They were devoured by these hungry lions. Read.
In a moment before his face.
In a moment. These lions is hungry. Soon as all those people was thrown in there, them lions got on their ass. Why? Because they were under orders from the Most High. Now you could eat. Now you could eat. And the lion said, for Brakatayah, why y'all was shy? I'm on it. And they was devoured in a moment's time before their faces, man. Right. This is the God we work for, man. Give him a hand. That's why I love this truth, man. Right. We work for an incredible God that do things like this, man. Let alone the story about Daniel's 3 brothers, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they was cast in that fire, man. These were glorious stories by the Most High. How he can deliver us from anything, man. Anything. Why? Because everything works for him. Fire works for the Most High.
Right.
Fire. And that's what we work for. We work for the Most High. And he controls fire. He controls poisonous snakes. He controls lions. He controls the sea, the moon, the stars. He controls it all. So what in the F do we have to fear, Israel? That's why it amazes me when I see you Christian Israelites and you other Christians look at the ISUPK like you can't come under this order, man. It's like, well, damn. It's like the Lord say they in love with death. They in love with death. I mean, growing up, you know, you see, you know, who's the toughest crew out here? And you want to be a part of the toughest crew because they're the toughest and you want to be tough. And you don't want to join no punk crew that the toughest crew beat up all the time. You want to join the tough ones, man. That's just human nature. Hell, that's why Israel in the condition we in, because the church made us think ain't nothing tougher than our oppressor. And so we join our oppressor in his culture and that mark of the beast thinking he's the toughest. But he's not the toughest, man. The Most High is always the toughest, man. And it's always better to be on his team and roll with him and obey him. The only way to do that is in the ISUPK. I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough. Read on, Egpyt. No sweat. That's the end of the chapter? Most High in Christ. The why? What time is it? 102. Perfect time. Perfect time. I'll get into the other question later, next week, Lord willing. So with that, I'm in the show, brothers and sisters. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Keep your prayer going, man. Read the scripture about the unjust judge. He said, this woman bothering me and keep coming to me to avenge her against her enemies, man, who's hurting her, but she keep coming to me. He said, I don't care about this woman. I don't care about them people, but because she bugging me and a pain in my behind, I'm going to get her some justice because she keep coming to me. We got to keep coming to the Most High just like that. Right. We got to beg him and plead with him, Lord, please destroy these people that destroyed our sons and daughters. Lord, please bring down this empire that oppressed our sons and daughters. Lord, please bring forth that 144 so that we can be rescued out of the hand of our oppressors, man. Right. The only way we can get help, Israel, is if our oppressors suffer. They done showed you that time and time again. We was on crack and heroin forever. When our oppressors got on crack and heroin, then everybody got help. Then everybody got help, man. We suffer certain things and we just get wiped out because of it. Then when our oppressor, when white people start to suffer those things, then there's a lot of help that appears magically. A lot of help disappears. So we have to pray that they hurt in order for us to get help. Right. We read earlier where the Lord glorified us by killing our enemies. That's how you get glory. That's how you get blessed, black people and brown people. Our blessings come from the Lord destroying our enemies. Don't let no Christian tell you to love all people. Don't let no Christian to tell you to pray for God to help and bless all people, man. That's not in the Bible, nowhere. Nowhere. You understand? You pray that the Lord bless and heal and deliver the 12 tribes of Israel. And the way the Lord gonna do that is by destroying and bringing our enemies down. So I'll see y'all next week. Shalom. Send your emails, send your questions in. Tawada for tuning in, everybody. Once again, Passover was beautiful. Shout out to Houston, all the hardworking brothers and sisters, all the brothers from the different cities that helped Houston put it together. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Long live Israel, man. Long live One West.
Time, man, shit. Make sure you let these niggas know what time it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Get on this motherfucker. Let these niggas know what time it is, you understand? We royalty.
King Ty really one of the realest. I survived drive-bys from them killers. Like I got 9 lives, I got 9 wives. I said fine wine with them bitches. I'm spitting fire bombs in your city. I got like 8 or 9 niggas with me. And when y'all ready to die in a minute, One West, we the best in the business. I get offended, I fuck niggas spend it. Talking they get it, but niggas is timid. Rappers is softer than linen. Catch me out parking lot pimping. What more could I give them? I've been the hottest forever. Why would I lie about cheddar? I could do better. I just put loyalty first. Royalty coming whenever. Pull off in a Jetta. Curvy, she on me, you sweater. My fault like wearing a sweater in summertime weather. Hate is so salty, no pepper. You not that seasoned or clever. I'm with the rebel. Used to pump bass with the treble. Baking a cake in a kettle. I used to cook up the work. Now I just cook with the metal. Gotta keep foot to the pedal. Yeah, let me give it gas on the highway. Let the music blast on the calm day. Break the Glock down into 3 parts. Put the 3 together like my Najee. Sipping Bombay with my enclave. Got my mind made. Ain't no time waste. No. Eating prime steak with a fine date at a fine place. Getting violated.
Hey, listen. I already told these niggas. You understand? I call up King Ty. He say, what's up? I say, what's good, my lord? Listen, he like, listen. These niggas ain't ready for none of this. You understand? I said, listen, if the nigga ain't One West, he ain't got it on his arm or his chest. I don't give a fuck about the nigga. It's just me and my niggas. We royalty, yeah.
I got the hammer, you running, man. Come through your window like rubber man. Snapping your neck like a rubber band. Talk to my jaw like the sun is saying. He told me murder you rappers. Uppercut sending you vertical actors. Y'all got me coming with verbal attackers. I might attack you type physical too. Way I be rhyming, the way I be shining. I'm blinding these rappers like Mr. Magoo. These haters miserable, we indivisible. Look at these haters like they got no clue. They hold up ones and them W's. Really, bro, don't get too comfortable. If you ain't cut from the cloth, co-signed by the boss, then we do not fuck with you. Cause you wouldn't last here. I told you the same shit last year. Already told. Keep talking that trash, I have a car, come kick your ass in. Already know. Your jaw like glassware. We pull up, not rocking no mask there. Don't care if you spot us, you know how you got us. It's over, you saying your last prayer. Boy.